Ever since I started uploading fitness stuff like workouts on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, like the shorts, people been reaching out to me and have been asking me about my workout. And I feel as though I can speak on this because number one, I've been fat and obese, I've been skinny, and I've been skinny fat. So I just wanted to just give y'all the 100% truth when it comes to getting in shape, quote unquote, as fast as possible. Now, here's the thing that most people do not want to hear and that most people do not want to accept. It is 90% food and 10% workout. It took me years, years to figure this out. Everybody thinks that there's some crazy hit workout that you got to do, or you got to do all this cardio, you got to run on the treadmill, for hours in order to get into whatever shape that physical shape that you desire. And it's not true, okay? I know social media got you thinking you got to swing around a bar or you got to do all this crazy shit. I promise you it is not that. I'm going to explain to you the easiest way possible of how to get in whatever shape that you want to be in. It's not as hard as you think. All right, now, when I say it's 90% food, the food you eat 100% matters. Like I said, no pills, no protein shakes, no shots, no TRT, none of that stuff. You need to eat one ingredient foods. It took me forever to figure this stuff out. I used to come to this place right here. If you can see that, vitamin shop. I'm actually sitting in front of it because I was going to the store next door. Everything in this store, 99% of it is complete bullshit, including the protein shakes, okay? You don't need none of that stuff. You need 100% food. And this is coming from somebody that used to be a vegetarian, a vegan. Now I'm not anymore. I eat, I do eat lean meats now. But you need 100% natural, one ingredient foods. Let me break it down to you how it works. There's three types of foods, okay? There's regular food or organic or natural foods. There's processed foods, and then there's ultra processed foods, okay? Now, ultra processed, Pop-Tarts, Doritos, things like that. Processed, we'll just say like pizza, right? Pizza is processed, okay? Then you have natural foods. So like, for example, one ingredient, eggs, one ingredient. Lean meat like a steak or like a salmon, right? One ingredient. Broccoli, that's a vegetable, right? One ingredient. Fruits, like those are one ingredients. This is the hardest thing for people to understand. Your body cannot process processed and ultra processed foods. It stores it as fat because it is unrecognizable to the body. So everybody thinks that it's these crazy workouts. You can work out as hard as you want. You can do as much cardio as you want. Okay? You can lift as much weight as you want. If you eat processed foods, you will remain fat and obese. Period. Because what happens is when your body eats foods, let's just say you eat one ingredient natural foods, it recognizes, okay, I recognize this amino acid. I recognize, this vitamin A, B, C, whatever the vitamin is. And it says, okay, let's digest it, and we're going to send that vitamin over here and over here to do this. But when you eat processed and ultra processed foods, your body does not recognize it. And anything that your body does not recognize, it turns into fat. Okay, and this is also including alcohol, right? So let's talk about that part. Here's the thing, and this is just simple knowledge. This is very simple to do. It took me years to figure this out. There is 7 days in a week. Okay, you need to master 3 of those days: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When most people get off of work on Friday, they go to happy hour. You go to happy hour, what do you eat? You eat bread, right? Bread, there's nothing nutritious about bread. Bread is a processed food. Noodles, spaghetti, that is processed food. Okay, so you go out, you get you some bread, you got your drinks, right? Your body cannot process the alcohol and the sugar that they put in alcohol. Okay, then you get your appetizer. Next thing you know, you're getting a main course. You will sit at the bar on a Friday night and consume 5,000 to 8,000 calories and not even know it. Here comes Saturday. You're doing the same thing, but double, because you're doing it as soon as noon come around. Y'all hit a brunch, boom, 10,000 calories. Next thing you know, y'all doing something at night, another 10,000 calories. Here comes Sunday, the football game on. You out grilling. Food on the grill is the worst food that you can eat. Okay, a lot of those are carcinogens. Okay, once you put that flame and those coals, that fire to that food, That's where you get a lot of cancer from, right? In addition to that, again, you're drinking beers, you're drinking alcohol, watching the game, you're at brunches. So within that small period of time, you've consumed a lot of food, high in calories, low in nutrients, and it does nothing for your body. Okay? This is the thing that people need to learn to master. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the food that you eat just on the regular. If you aren't cooking this food yourself and going to get it to seeing what's in the food, you are going to gain body fat. Now, weightlifting helps with the muscle development. However, if you're not feeding your body properly, you will not develop those muscles. That's why even when I go to the gym, I go to 5 different gyms. I've been seeing the same people that are same size. They haven't lost or gained weight. I don't know what their goals are, but they've been going there for years and there's no change to their body. That's because they haven't figured out the food aspect of it. If you don't figure out the food aspect of it, you will not hit those goals. And I'm telling you, it's the simplest thing. Just one ingredient. It doesn't have to be, any of this crazy stuff. Hey, what's going on? So it just needs to be something that's very simple, right? So one thing that everybody should do is stay away from stores like this, okay? Supplements are the biggest fitness scams. And if you notice, right, look on social media, you see the same people that are in shape all over social media. Notice it's not that many people. It's the same, handful of people on TikTok, same handful of people on Instagram, same handful of people on YouTube that are, you don't really see anybody new like that, right? And they push these supplements. What they don't tell you is they themselves don't take that shit. They don't. The key to it is one ingredient foods, stuff that your body recognizes. Protein shakes, look at the ingredients. Your body doesn't recognize that stuff. It took me years to figure that shit out, years. Because I would, every night or in the morning, I'm taking these protein shakes and I'm thinking I'm doing something. That shit has been proven to not translate into any muscle. It translates into fat because your body doesn't recognize the chemicals in that shit. Now, there may be some good protein shakes that are out there, but it's not many. The majority of them are mostly sugar and they'll spike your insulin levels and you're going to get fat, right? So, I understand that people really want to get in shape. They want to lose weight, but it starts with the food. Now, here's the other thing that I see, right? People want to wait till a month before their vacation. They want to wait till a month before summer starts. January, February, they think, I'm about to get in shape, and that will not work for most people. It'll work for me because I've got it down to a science, right? I can eat however for a couple of weeks, and then a month before vacation, I can snap it back because I know exactly what foods to eat that will manipulate my biology, right? It has to be 100% natural foods. Now, of course, there are people out there that naturally sit lean or whatever and that, are vascular. This isn't for them. This is for people that are trying to either put on the muscle or there's people that are trying to lose weight. Again, one ingredient foods, okay? Eggs. I don't eat steak because steak isn't regulated. They can give steak any hormone, any steroid, any antibiotic they want. They can feed it whatever they want. The only red meat that I eat is called bison, ground bison. That's the red meat that I eat because that is regulated, okay? Ground bison is regulated. They aren't allowed to give it hormones. They aren't allowed to give it steroids and antibiotics, and they can only feed them grass, okay? That's regulated. That's the only red meat I eat. Chicken breast, right? Again, vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, I can't think of my vegetables right now. And then fruits, berries like raspberries, blueberries, like stuff like that, right? And then also for carbs, right? So I don't eat simple carbs like bread. I eat complex carbs. So that is like sweet potatoes, purple yams. Those are the only 3, and regular sweet potatoes. Those are the only types of carbs that I eat. I don't eat anything else, okay? Now, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, like sauerkraut, right? Sauerkraut actually feeds the bacteria in your stomach. Here's what happens. When you eat a bunch of like processed foods, it messes up the bacteria in your stomach because you're not only eating for yourself, but you're eating for the bacteria in your body that breaks down the food. A lot of people can't consume nutrients because all you do is give your body processed sugars, right? And for all my Starbucks drinkers, it's impossible. It's something that you should never consume or put in your body. So that's why when you go to Starbucks, the majority of the people that come out of Starbucks, if you look, they have a lot of fat on their stomach. They're heavy in the lower part of their body. Why is that? Because if you look up what's in Starbucks, again, it's something that your body cannot process. If you're going to make coffee, get your own, I guess it's black coffee. But once you add the sugars to it and all the other chemicals that keep you addicted, it is hard. It's going to be almost impossible for you to lose weight. Okay. Now let's talk about the whole vegan thing, right? I used to be vegetarian and vegan. Here's the thing. I burn way too much energy to be able to sustain a lifestyle like that. I got so skinny. You got to think about it, right? I work out for like an hour and a half in the morning, and then at night I do kickboxing. That's a lot of energy to put out. I'm burning like 3,500 to 4,000 calories in a day, but on the vegan diet, it is very hard to get calories in. So I'm eating only 1,000 calories a day. So I'm in a deficit of 3,000 calories. So what happens? I start cutting into the muscle. I start losing muscle. I was super skinny when I was vegan, right? So, it's really not a hard thing to do. Anything you eat, just ask yourself, what is this doing for my body? Okay, again, Pop-Tarts, Doritos and stuff like that does nothing for your body. If you let me go ahead and put the nail in this coffin. Subway. I used to work at Subway when I was younger. Subway is processed foods. Okay, it is processed. Now the deli meat, the pepperoni, all of that stuff, it has preservatives in it. And some of it is not even real meat. Okay, again, the bread is bad for you. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If it doesn't have just wheat, water, and salt, it is processed. Okay, that's why when you go to Italy and they eat bread and stuff like that, but they're still skinny. But over here, everybody that eats all that bread and stuff, they're still overweight. That's because the bread here has 50 to 100 different chemicals in it. And this is why it's hard for people to get into shape or look how they want to look, because you're eating only chemicals. What you need to eat, again, is one ingredient foods. That is the first thing you need to master before you try and master the workouts. Yes, the workouts are cool, but they're only 10% of the battle. It's only 10%. I don't care how many pull-ups, push-ups. You don't care how much weight you can push. If you are eating garbage, you're not going to look like you are an athlete, or you're not going to look like you're in shape, right? Or and shape is relative. It's relative, but you're not going to look how you want to look unless you master the food. It's really the food. People ask me all the time, "Yeah, what workouts you do? Do you personal train? Do you know a personal trainer?" It doesn't matter what you do in the gym. If you eat bullshit and drink alcohol consistently every week, it's not going to work for you. It's not, because you can't, like they say, you can't out-train a bad diet. You see these people that go get drunk and then the next day I'm going to the gym to sweat it out. Your body doesn't even work that way. So people think that works. It doesn't. That's why you're not going anywhere. That's why you're not gaining the muscle. That's why you're not losing the fat long term, because you have to understand, you have to master the basics, which is the food. It's a very simple concept. It's going to be years to figure this out, but it works. Like if you want to be vascular, see the cuts, you know what I'm saying? Like all the different shoulder muscles and the back muscles and your abs and stuff, it's all food. It really doesn't have anything to do with the workouts, because some of y'all already have, the body you want, but it's covered by fat. But you can only get the fat off from the food. Trying to cardio it and all that shit is not going to work. It's just going to make you skinny fat. You got to master the food. It's the simplest thing. But I just wanted to just bring that to y'all because I get a lot of questions about that. I've been getting a lot of DMs and people hit me up just asking me about it. And I'm telling you, it's the food. Once you master the food, you'll be all right. Thanks for watching.